So, what do you think?
Maybe I'm just dizzy from the fumes, but I like it.
I still don't get it. Who snail mails an anonymous note with $100 in cash and explicit directions for black roses?
It's pretty clear, Abby. Angry, scorned, vengeful, wants to remain anonymous.
I tried to see if the handwriting matched any of the previous receipt signatures. Nothing matched.
Of course you did. And did you also test the envelope flap for DNA?
I can't, it's self-adhesive. I can't get a saliva swab.
See, I did not expect an answer to that.
They're going to Millston College.
Bruce Barnes?
And none other than Sydney's pre-law professor, who she's terrified of.
Great. We just give her a call, get the gossip, she'll know. This is exciting.
No, not exciting. We are not calling Sydney. She's thinking of dropping the course because of this guy.
Okay, she can't. We need someone on the inside.
The only thing keeping her in the class is Kenny. Her TA, I think she's got a little crush on him.
Speaking of crushes. Morning, Marco. Hi.
What's the good word, ladies? Everything coming out roses?
Yes, actually. Black roses. Can I interest you in a dozen of them?
Yeah, I think I'll pass. That looks more like a goth trend, or maybe someone was really angry.
Angry.
Angry goth.
Hey, listen, Abby, I was just wondering if you had some free time today. Grab lunch with me.
Where to, big spender? Your bar?
Oh, come on. Today's special is 3-alarm chili. But if you say yes, I'll make it 4-alarm chili. What do you say? Don't tell anyone, though.
Oh, I feel very special. But I'm gonna run these roses over to campus. Deliver them to Barnes myself. Maybe chat with him about Sydney.
Are you sure she'd want you to do that?
It's not a big deal. I'm just gonna gently inquire.
Like a helicopter parent?
More like a small drone.
All right, well, what about tonight? Dinner instead?
I can't. Having dinner with my dad tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for asking, right, Marco? Maybe next time.
Bye.
Abby Knight is a living breeze.
Carson, how? It's been a long time.
You know, those flowers are for me. Tell me you're not still mad.
For what? That you beat me for law school valedictorian? Or that you dated and dumped half of my friends? Or for winning the Derma Breer trial against me on a technicality, thus allowing a Grady corporation to continue to abuse animals to test their precious cosmetic products.
Good, so we're cool.
No. You know what? Injustice infuriates me.
Okay, A, you graduated second, not too shabby. B, I showed every one of your girlfriends a great time, and I would have shown you the same if you'd ever given me a chance. And C, I won the Derma Breer trial fair and square. Don't blame me if it was one of your last cases.
Carson, you know full well that I did not leave law because of you. And while we're at it, I think it's a conflict of interest for you to teach law here and still be the legal advisor for a company like Derma Breer.
So I heard you're a florist now. How's that going?
It's great. I'm visiting the law department now. Professor Barnes, a friend of yours, I assume?
Bruce Barnes and I are anything but friends. I doubt whoever sent him those flowers is either.
I don't judge. I just fill the orders.
Say, I'm heading to the dean's office right now, but will I see you again?
My daughter's more likely. She's pre-law here. So if your paths do cross, try not to be your usual self.
I will be the model of support and inspiration.
Oh, I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Love you too.
Uh-huh. Honey, you got my text.
I got a text and 4 angry-faced emojis.
Angry? Those were an excited face. Oh, God, they are so teeny. I don't know why I try using emojis. I'll stick to writing, quote, smiley face, quote.
Mom, wow, those are morbid. Since when do you personally deliver so far at a new chapel?
Come on, what's half an hour to see my daughter? And I'm also doing a little multitasking, dropping these off for Barnes.
Barnes?
It's just a delivery. And then talk shop, lawyer to lawyer. Yep. Concerned mom to lawyer.
Helicopter mom with black roses. Please don't embarrass me.
Please, honey. When have I ever embarrassed you? Don't answer that.
Well, if he breaks one of his famous black pencils in front of your face just to make you feel stupid, don't say I didn't warn you.
I'll be fine. This is harmless. It'll be fun, okay? Dinner next week.
Try.
Oh, come on. I'll send you an emoji. Fun mom. Buying dinner emoji. Bye. Belinda, I have a delivery for Professor Barnes.
He's in class. He should be back any minute, though. Those are strange.
Some people think they're strangely elegant. Well, if you could just show me his office, I will set them up. It's all part of the service.
Oh, 1 second. Law department. Oh, yes, I'll bring them right over. It's the corner office. Just don't touch anything. He's very precise.
Okay. Thank you.
Who are you? And what are you doing in my office?
Professor Barnes.
Is the name on the door?
I'm Abby Knight. I'm with Bloomers, the new florist in New Chapel. These are for you.
What are those things?
Roses. Theme roses, I guess you could say.
They're ghastly.
Well, they're a gift. Somebody wanted you to have them.
Well, I don't want them.
Okay, then. Well, you know, if you just have a minute, I wanted to talk to you about my daughter, Sydney Knight. She's in your criminology class.
What about her?
I think she's feeling a little overwhelmed by the class.
You mean by me?
That wasn't exactly said, but...
If she wants to be a lawyer, she needs to grow a spine. Wait till she goes up against her first tough judge. I'll look like Santa Claus.
I know. I was a lawyer. I was a lawyer for many years.
Abby Knight, you fought Howell in that Dermabrier case last year, didn't you? Put up a heck of a fight, if I remember.
Well, I certainly tried.
And now you're a florist.
It's a long story.
I'm sure it is. Now, would you please remove those grotesque flowers? I have papers to grade.
With all due respect, Professor, a lot of work went into those grotesque flowers. By me, in fact.
Like I always say, you want something done, do it yourself.
Thank you for your time.
Well, hello, Abby.
Hey, Marco. Sydney was right. The guy's a real tool. He threw all of our hard work in the garbage right in front of me.
You did your job. Delivered your order and stood up for Sydney, so just do me a favor. Just be a shrinking violet for once. And go back to your flower shop, please.
No, I've got to get those flowers back. For my own self-respect and for the respect of florists everywhere.
Why do I think this is not going to end well?
Because, my friend, you are a pessimist. I am an optimist.
I'm a realist, and you live in Abbey World, which, granted, has some lovely neighborhoods, but there are some trouble spots.
See, and I thought all men liked a little trouble every now and then. I'm going back in, Marco.
Listen, Abby, that's... Hello?
Professor Barnes, I really just, wanted to talk to... Yes, it's the faculty building, 3rd floor. Please hurry. Security! Don't go in there. I just called the police.
What happened? Who are you?
I'm Abby Knight. I was just delivering roses.
Wait, are you Sydney's mother?
Yes, well, who are you?
I'm Kenny Lipinski. I'm Sydney's TA.
Kenny, right. Kenny, I think it's best if you come back later.
Kenny, what's going on?
I don't know. Ask her. Ms. Knight, I understand that you spoke with Carson Howell this morning. What was your relationship with him?
We didn't have a relationship. We knew each other. I hadn't seen him in a year.
What happened last year?
We fought a court case
Together?
against each other. I used to be a lawyer.
I see.
Detective Riley, I was just delivering roses.
You found the body. You were alone at the time. You have a history with the deceased. Me, I'm just asking questions.
Sir, what should I do with these?
What kind of florist are you, anyway?
They're theme roses.
What were they doing in Professor Barnes' trash?
Why don't you ask him?
Ask me what?
Let him through.
What were those flowers doing in your trash?
Look at them. That's where they belong. Why are you still here?
Because I'm the one who found your pencil jabbed into Professor Howell's neck. That's why.
You should talk. This woman and Professor Howell have had a past. And it's not pretty.
He was no friend of yours. I know.
Sir, where do you think you're going?
Where do you think I'm going? To my office? Look, I'm as shocked by what happened as anyone, but I have a class in 15 minutes, and I need my notes.
That's been canceled, Professor. And I have a few questions for you, too.
Okay, so, can I go, please?
We just need to process your fingerprints.
Seriously? I'm a suspect?
It's your standard procedure, Ms. Knight. And I suspect you know that already. Don't plan any trips.
What does that ever mean?
Hey, stop.
Sorry. This floor's closed off right now.
But I'm here to see my husband, Professor Barnes.
How did you even get in the building? They're not supposed to be letting anyone upstairs.
I don't know. I just walked in. Is my husband all right?
Jocelyn, what are you doing here?
Bruce, I came to talk to you. What are the police doing here? What's going on?
Can I talk to my wife alone?
Sure.
You know, it's no big deal, right? I mean, I just gently inquire, delicately, and then murder.
That is not my fault.
I know. Look, did this detective actually call you a suspect?
Not in so many words. But he said not to plan any big trips. What does that even mean? And if I was a murderer, would I even stick around to alert the police?
Abby, he was just doing his job.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you don't have to.
What does that mean?
It means, Abby, that I know you. You're already thinking about how to investigate this
That
case.
is so not true.
Listen, just do me a favor. Just stay out of it. Get more involved. You're going to look more suspicious.
More?
Yeah, yes. Sorry, but yes, more suspicious.
I have to agree with Marco. I think you should keep a low profile.
Sources have confirmed the body was found by a New Chapel florist who was delivering flowers to the law department of Millston College.
Or you could use the attention to promote bloomers.
Excuse me, Miss Knight?
Oh, yes, can I help you?
Yes, my name's Connor McKay, Illinois Eagle Times.
Oh, I already have a subscription. It's online. Thank
no,
you.
actually, I'm a reporter. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions.
About what, Mr. McKay?
The murder at Millston College.
You know what? I'm really sorry. I got no comment right now.
Well, this will only take a moment.
I appreciate that. I really do. I'm trying to close up here.
Okay, well, if you wouldn't mind just taking my card, and if you change your mind, please give me a call.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
You know, if you don't talk to reporters, they'll just write what they want.
Dad, if that reporter wants to talk to anyone, he should start with that awful Professor Barnes.
Why? You think he killed Howell?
Maybe. Apparently, there was no love lost between those two. You should have seen Barnes. His old colleague not even cold. And all he wants to do is get to his next class.
See? Good eye check. No oil. I'll add some for you.
All right. Thanks. But I really have to get to work. Oh, I get it. You just wanted an excuse for a second cup.
Not my fault you make the best coffee in town.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Ab, not the murder. Take some advice from an old cop. And don't go playing detective again just yet, okay?
So what should I do?
Enjoy your life. Take care of Sydney, your business, and keep your old man in the loop.
Okay, Pops. Thanks.
Ah, look at this old madre.
some speculate was a career-ending court case to Howell. It is reported that their rivalry has gone back as far as law school. God, this guy did his homework.
Did he mention bloomers?
Nikki, this is serious, and you're thinking about advertising. Wait a minute, no. No, he didn't mention it.
Oh, detective.
Are you here to buy your wife some flowers for your anniversary?
We're divorced. Maybe I should buy some of those black roses.
Maybe you should. And my friend is innocent.
Ms. Knight, could we speak in private?
It's okay, detective. Nikki's my best friend.
Fine. You should know that there were 2 sets of fingerprints found on the murder pencil. One of them was yours.
Well, that is simple, detective. I knocked over a bunch of Barnes pencils when I was in his office and had to grab them to put them back, so. I'm sorry I didn't mention it. I forgot.
Seems like a rather important thing to forget.
Who else's prints were on the pencil?
Professor Barnes.
Well, maybe there's your man.
Well, they were his pencils. Of course, his fingerprints would be on them.
Why am I any more of a suspect than he is?
I didn't say you were. It's a nice place you got here, Miss Knight. I'll be in touch.
Abby, is this bad?
Well, it would be if I actually killed someone.
Well, then it's a good thing you didn't. You didn't, right?
Seriously?
So, I got to thinking. With the press and Detective Riley obviously ganging up on you, I thought, let's do this. Let's figure this out.
Okay, well, what'd you have in mind?
Well, I'd like to start with the suspect list and then move on to possible motives. Can I get a pen and paper here? Yeah, just like that.
First, we have Barnes, okay? He had the means, he had the opportunity, and the motive.
Being a jerk is a motive enough.
Professional rivalry, I checked. Howell has tenure, Barnes doesn't. And Howell basically told me they were enemies.
But why kill someone in your own chair with your own pencil?
Rage, Nikki, jealousy, temporary insanity. It happens all the time. Okay, next. Law assistant Belinda and Barnes' wife, Jocelyn. Belinda conveniently disappears before the murder. Jocelyn conveniently appears after the murder. And somehow she managed to pass all the guards downstairs, which is weird, but...
All circumstantial, counselor.
Yeah, but Dad, they're both attractive. And with a player like Howell, that can mean something.
The players get such a bad reputation.
All right, what about this Kenny character over here? The TA, you said he showed up after the murder too, right?
Yeah, no, he's more of a wrong place, wrong time case. And like me, he's on the back burner. I'm interested in the black roses. Is there a link between whoever sent them to Barnes and whoever killed Howell?
Or are they one and the same?
Why send creepy roses to Barnes if you're gonna kill Howell?
Diversionary tactic, mistaken identity.
What? So someone wanted to kill Barnes but stabbed Howell?
It happens, Abby.
Looks like you got your work cut out for you, kiddo. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so I just have to go back to the refrigerator and get just a little bit more, okay?
I'm sorry, I'm late. What's going on?
It's that article in today's newspaper.
What? Excuse me. I ordered my roses 10 minutes ago.
Just
Main. Okay.
three seconds.
Main suspect, said Detective Riley, that we are still in the gathering stages. We can confirm that Miss Knight's fingerprints were found on the pencil that killed Carson Howell. And what about that beast Bruce Barnes prints, huh?
You're the main suspect. Ugh. The good news? Bloomers, with our address. The place has been like this all morning.
Well, are people at least buying stuff?
Yeah, like it's Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Halloween, and Christmas all rolled into one. And guess what's the #1 order?
Revenge roses.
Bingo, sister. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we create an exclusive line just for bad occasions. Arguments, divorces, breakups, just to say I hate you. What do you think?
Knock yourself out. Yes. I'll be in the back trying to maintain a shred of my botanical dignity and trying to stay off America's Most Wanted.
Abby, you've got company.
Well, I don't suppose you're here to bring me good news.
Wow, I got a better greeting from my ex.
Abby is still innocent, by the way.
So, Abby, you're pretty good at this, aren't you?
Being innocent.
I was referring to the flowers. Although I thought you might be a little concerned. How about this? It was sent in an anonymous email.
Doesn't look great.
No, it doesn't. In fact, you look quite angry with Carson Howell there. Were you?
Detective. Carson Howell and I had kind of a twisty history that stretched from law school into our professional lives. And let me tell you, he's not a good man. Not at all. He's a total womanizer. Not to me, but to all of my friends. And yes, I did lose a very important case to him. And yes, I did bring all of that up when I saw him that day, but I had no reason whatsoever to kill the man. Look at me. Oh, Abby Scissorhands. Ooh. I'm gonna put that there.
Well, I just thought that you'd like to know that this is out there.
Appreciate that.
Okay, you just looked like a crazy person.
I know the evidence is circumstantial, but an argument could be made that I had access, motive, and opportunity.
Well, don't forget that video of you threatening Howell within an inch of his life.
I am glad that you find this so funny.
I'm not saying I find it funny. You know, what I find funny is what you're doing with these bottles. What are you doing? Was this the alphabet?
No, I'm color coordinating.
Oh.
It's very calming.
That's great. But this right here is cold. Really cold.
So I hear that Hal's memorial is tomorrow night. I was thinking that maybe I could, or we could be proactive, you know, suss it out quietly.
You mean like a stakeout?
No, come on, I know not to meddle. I mean, just be my own best advocate. You know, find clues, facts, suspects without being seen. Okay, yes, a stakeout.
Look, I think it's a great idea, and I'm going with you.
Thank you. Ooh, that's cold.
Yeah. And we gotta make sure you're not seen, because we don't want this to get any worse than it already is.
All right, you're right. I'll just hover around the edges, you know, kind of memorial adjacent. Keep your phone on in case I need you, okay?
You do know that most stakeouts run in Paris, don't you?
Not in Colombo, Kojak. Those guys were lone wolves.
Right, I forgot. Your precious old detective shows I stand corrected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't let anybody see you, okay? You know, it's more suspicious than it already is.
You think?
Seriously?
All right, you know who to watch out for, right?
Yeah, I found all their pictures online. Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you, Facebook.
Go get him, partner.
Be careful, okay?
Bossy.
All right.
Professor Barnes will now say a few words.
Carson Howell and I spent 12 years together teaching law. And I can honestly say he had a better understanding of what was right and what was just than any man I've ever had the fortune to know. He was a great educator, and quite simply, was one of the finest men that any of us will ever meet in our lifetimes. Carson Howell will never be forgotten on campus or off. That was because of his dedication to making Millston College as great as possible. It wasn't just the way that he taught or his charity work. It was a great loss for the school and for everyone who knew Carson. That we may not disappoint him by faltering in our studies and our teaching, that we must continue his legacy, realizing the potential that he saw in each of us. Thank you.
Oh!
Hi, Abby.
Are you stalking me?
Do you usually stake out memorial services?
I do. I do. Yep, I do. These things are like a bonanza for new flower trends.
Good answer. Hey, look, if you're not too busy right this second, what do you say I squeeze on in here and we do ourselves a little bit of an impromptu interview?
I don't think so.
Don't you want to defend yourself?
I have nothing to defend. I'm innocent. Everybody knows it.
I don't.
Well, you should. Excuse me. I have to get back to my strategic flower observations.
You can't get rid of me, Miss Knight.
Doing a pretty good job so far.
I'm not going anywhere.
So, how did you say you knew Professor Howell, Mr. Salvati?
You know, I was meaning to ask you, you're an event planner, yes?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
You've got to check out my restaurant. Chicago Bar and Grill in New Chapel. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a great place for your next party. You know, if you're looking for a fun spot, that is.
Fun sounds good. Could use a little bit of that right now.
Yeah.
Here's my number. Why don't you call me and
Sure.
set up a tour?
Making new friends, Jocelyn?
Dear?
Marco Savati. It's a pleasure, sir. I just wanted to say that. Just wanted to let you know how moved I was by your emotional speech. Looks like you're gonna miss Professor Hall quite a bit, huh?
Yes, there will be a hole around here, for certain.
Professor Barnes, I just wanted to say thank you for your beautiful words.
Belinda seems awfully broken up, doesn't she?
That one? She cries at the drop of a hat. A pencil breaks and she starts wailing.
Professor? Mrs. Barnes?
Kenny, now have you met Marco Salvati? He's, I'm sorry, how did you know Carson?
Oh, we were old squash buddies.
Kenny Lipinski.
Marco, pleasure.
We're all gonna miss Professor Howell very much. He's a great man. One of many great men around here. Anyway, I have to get to class, but it's nice meeting you.
You as well.
I could use a drink.
Yes, absolutely. Of course. Up to you. Nice security, Abby. Columbo teach you how to keep the doors unlocked, too?
I have a lot of things to do.
Like what? Whether you should eat sour cream and onion or barbecue chips.
Well, they were out of salt and vinegar.
Really?
When you were in there, did you happen to meet Walter Pierce?
Who?
Walter Pierce, he owns Breer. Howell represented him in that animal rights trial.
Okay.
I just saw Kenny be real friendly with him.
Huh. Well, no, I didn't meet him, but I did meet Kenny. Seemed like a nice kid.
Mm.
But did you get a chance to check out Barnes delivering Howell's eulogy?
What did he say?
Basically, he made it sound like they were brothers from another mother.
Oh. All right, so if someone suspects Barnes of killing Hal, they'll have to think twice. Very clever.
Maybe he was taking the high road.
I doubt that.
Anyway, drive. I want to tell you
Don't
about
tell me what to do.
Can I at least tell you about my chat with Jocelyn Barnes?
Yes.
Can I eat your chips? I'm kidding.
Okay, Belinda, why was she so broken up at the memorial? Did she do more than assist Howell?
And if so, how many women was Howell juggling?
Well, from his past history, I'd say a lot.
Money or love? Most murders are always traced back to someone not getting what they wanted.
Well, do you think that Jocelyn was not getting what she wanted?
Well, I'd say it's a possibility. I mean, she was totally...
All over you.
Come on, I mean, I'm a pretty interesting guy. I'm just saying the facts. I'm an interesting... She kind of thought I was interesting. What? Look, I'm just...
Chiseled feature.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. I appreciate
Pay attention, please. We
Yes.
got Kenny. Okay. What is his connection to Howell's old employer, Walter Pierce, if any?
And did this Pierce have any reason to want Howell out of the picture? And did Howell know too much about Dermabrier? I did some digging. That company definitely has its ups and downs.
Oh, it's very interesting, Dad. Let's add that to the mix. I'm gonna go meet up with Belinda. You make an appointment to talk to the lovely Jocelyn. Behave yourself.
Jealous?
Relax. Easy. And maybe Sydney can set up a meeting for me and Kenny, see what he knows.
And I'm gonna work on our line of black roses. I'm telling you, we're gonna be trending.
You know, I can see it now. Hashtag black and bloomers. It's a tough crowd.
I just feel terrible.
Kenny, are you sure you're okay to talk about this? I mean, if it's too soon, I totally understand.
I mean, Professor Howell just secured me this amazing federal law clerkship, and, well, I never got a chance to thank him. If you're okay, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Well, I would be lying if I didn't say that it's been a bit nerve-wracking, but we are hanging in there, aren't we?
Definitely, Mom.
Well, if it's any consolation, you have a lot of support here on campus, starting with me.
Thank you. So does anything jump out at you about how that could be relevant?
Well, look, here's the thing. Barnes wasn't the only one who had issues with Howell.
Go on.
Well, after he was killed, word around the law school was that Howell had just split up with a woman, someone who wanted too much from him. But according to the rumor, whoever it was didn't take it too well. They even made threats about his job.
Do you know a guy by the name of Walter Pierce?
Pierce, yeah. Yeah, he works with Dermabrier. I just met him at the memorial. Why?
Well, Howell did work for him. I was wondering if Pierce was involved somehow.
Not that I know of. Anything's possible, I guess. Mind if I ask you a question?
If you want to take a selfie with a murder suspect, it's already been done. Yeah, that happened.
No, it's just, Professor Howell didn't end your law career, right?
Kenny.
My dad died 6 months before that trial. My mom was rethinking her entire life at that point. Professor Howell had nothing to do with why she quit law.
I don't think I could have said it better myself.
I'm sorry, I had no idea. You two are pretty amazing, you know that?
I like to think so.
Please deliver before noon, February 4th. The question is, Was Belinda so upset at the memorial because she was the one Howell dumped for wanting too much?
Or was it Jocelyn Barnes?
See, I can see Jocelyn cheating on Barnes, but not necessarily with Howell. I mean, why don't we send you in as bait? See who bites.
Why don't we not do that?
Speaking of Jocelyn, have you set up a time to meet her yet?
Yeah, I did. I actually left a voice message, but I haven't heard back. Why?
Something is off the way she just showed up in the law department on murder day. I've got some questions I want you to ask her.
All right, well, I can do that.
You make a mean burger, Silvari. You can cook for me anytime.
Really? Is that an invitation for a date?
Slow down.
Well, I hope you leave room for dessert.
Always? "14 orders came in overnight, so as soon as we get back from the flower mart, you start with the vases, and then I'll just...
I'll get that. Detective Riley.
Morning.
Abby?
So, we are, making house calls, I see.
I hope you have a warrant.
It's not that kind of visit.
Well, carry on.
I went by the flower shop, but it was closed.
Yeah, that's because it's 7 a.m.
Well, then yes, a house call. I have a question. Who sent the black roses to Bruce Barnes? And that's a missing piece that you could provide, but strangely you haven't.
Not strange at all. It was an anonymous note.
That's a very convenient answer. Perhaps it was...
Hello. How's my little murder suspect? That was poorly timed.
Well, if it isn't highly decorated, Detective Knight.
Detective Riley, Detective Jeffrey Knight, a.k.a. my father.
Detective, please, don't let me interrupt. Act like I'm not here.
I delivered those roses to Barnes in person. Why would a murderer put themselves right there, right then, for everybody to see? And don't say access to the victim. It'd never hold up in court.
Ms. Knight, I'm just asking the questions. It's my job. Well, you understand that, Detective Knight?
100%. Let's look at the facts, Detective. Abby gets an anonymous note, delivers flowers, finds a dead body. And hey, we're cops. We're just doing our job. I know you're just filling in the blanks. I'm sure you know it's not Abby. Or you probably want to get that anonymous note for your files and rule out Abby, right?
Yes, that was my next request.
Okay. The note is at Bloomer's, and I will drop it off at the station by 9.
Great.
Nice job.
Oh, back at you. Don't you just love a good murder case?
You know, I was thinking that maybe a disgruntled student ordered these flowers from Barnes. I mean, let's be honest, Sidney can't be the only person who thinks he's a bully, right?
Yeah, I thought of that too. But I mean, would a student really blow $100 on a prank?
Hey,
Mom,
my roses are not a prank. They're art.
I'm sorry, Nikki. All right, $100. U.S. mail, not a local florist. Seems too much thought for a student to have done this.
You know, you're pretty impressive, Abby. I have to admit, I like the way you think. Among other things.
Oh, relax, partner.
Abby, I don't want you to worry about Detective Riley anymore, okay? My guess is he's got nothing. But he needs something, and he's just trying to rattle your cage, all right?
Well, he can think again.
You tell him, tough guy. What? What is it? You okay?
What if they don't find whoever murdered Howell? I mean, what if all this attention on me doesn't just blow over? I have so much to lose.
Abby, okay, come here. Come here. Listen to me. Hey, this is all gonna work out. And I'm not gonna let anything happen to you.
Promise?
I promise. Okay, let's get back to work. All right. We've got a total of 6 suspects. 3 on site at the time of the crime. 2 proximal suspects, and finally, the unknown sender of the black roses.
Hi, Belinda. I'm Abby Knight.
I know who you are. Suspect number 1.
I had nothing to do with what happened to Professor Howell. But I would like to talk to you about him if that's okay.
I'm really busy right now, and I have to get to a meeting, so.
Besides, I'm hardly the only person that the police have their eye on. Come with me. Who do you think killed Professor Howell? If you had to take a stab, give a guess.
I really don't know. I've worked here for 10 years, and I've never met anybody who didn't like or at least respect Professor Howell. Except Professor Barnes, but he doesn't really like anybody, so.
I met somebody who was dating you and got possessive. Like, if I can't have him, nobody will.
Look, it's no secret Carson had a revolving door of women, but any specific troublemaker? Not that I know of.
And you and he? Nothing?
Me? No, he was my boss and my friend. Plus, I already have a guy.
Still, this must have been very hard for you.
Like I said, he was my boss and my friend, and it haunts me every minute. I have to go to the admissions office, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
You!
I was just leaving.
You better be, or I'll call security.
Call security. Call Detective Riley if you want. I would be glad to clue him in on your motive.
Oh, really? And what would that be?
His denying you tenure. You thought it would help if Hal was out of the picture.
You have a very vivid imagination, Miss Knight. I strongly suggest you drop your snooping and go back to your little flower shop. Miss Knight, you don't want me as an enemy.
I believe you. Careful. You're leaving a trail. Motive confirmed.
From the looks of it, it seems that Mr. Barnes here is your primary suspect.
A lot sure points to it. Maybe too much.
Either way, the guy sounds like a total horror show. But, okay, Abby, attractive woman to equally attractive woman. Do you really believe Belinda never had a thing for Howell?
I was able to resist his charms. There's no reason she couldn't, but I was thinking the same thing. That's why I'm not letting her off the hook so fast. Dad, do the honors?
I see your Jocelyn Barnes column was a little light. What's with her?
Ask Marco. He's on Jocelyn watch.
As a matter of fact, she's coming by the bar tonight, so news at 11.
Don't forget to ask her about Barnes' tenure. And, why don't you check out her fidelity quotient?
How do you propose he does that?
Oh, well, not to worry, Mr. Knight. I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
Let's give the man a little space here.
Some things when I was in the Army.
Oh, my goodness. Make me write bad checks.
It seats 170.
Okay.
But, you know, I can also close a couple of these rooms if you're looking for something a little more intimate.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, Marco, thanks for the tour.
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
am sure that I can bring you some business.
Really? Oh, fantastic. I love to hear that. I'm always looking for a good recommendation. Listen, I got a great idea. Let me make you a drink.
Oh.
Just one. Come on. You're in my place. Let me make you a drink.
Oh, why not?
Make a world-famous vodka martini. I'm telling you.
It's been a crazy week. One cocktail won't hurt.
definitely help. Come on. So listen, I have to ask, what is the life like for a law professor's wife?
Well, I can't speak for other wives, but mine has its special challenges.
Really? Well, so this is my world-famous 3-olive vodka martini. Now, 4 olives, people get in trouble, so enjoy.
I will.
Huh? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Challenges, though, huh? Man, that's gotta be tough on you.
It seems like you two had a fun night.
Well, you know, any one of my martinis will get you talking. So. Speaking of talking, all she kept talking about was how hard it is to be married to Barnes and what a tough and crabby guy he is. Wait, am I detecting a little sort of jealousy here?
No, I'm just looking out for you.
Where was I? Oh, yeah, she did confirm there was a rivalry between Barnes and Howell. You see, Barnes was jealous that Howell had all this popularity, especially within the administration.
Well, what about the tenure issue?
Major source subject. Oh, wait a second. Can I get you a martini?
Absolutely not. Continue.
Barnes was furious that Howell wouldn't grant him his tenure. But no surprise here, whoever the new committee chair was going to be, Barnes was hoping he would reconsider his bid.
Well, did she say who she thought might have killed Howell? Like, for example, her tenure-deprived maniac husband?
No, she was actually protective of Barnes, yet also protective of Howell. You know what was really weird is by the time she had her second martini, she was implying a certain level of fondness for the late professor.
Oh, there's a shocker. What if Jocelyn and Howell were an item, but she got clingy, so he dumped her, and then she came that day to try to talk him out of it, couldn't, and then took revenge with one of her husband's prized pencils.
Oh, come on, yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. I mean, benefit of the doubt here, I think Jocelyn was a pretty decent person.
Well, even decent people can lose it, Marco.
I agree. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I couldn't steer Jocelyn into telling me how she showed up at the law department that day. But I will next time, don't worry.
Next time?
You know, I have to admit, I'm really digging this whole jealousy thing.
Come on. No. I'm really just looking out for you. Can I have that martini now, please?
3 or 4 olives?
5.
Whoa.
Thought you'd given up.
You haven't given up on your investigation. Why should I give up on mine?
Good point.
Does that mean you're ready to talk?
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. You know you want to tell me about all that new cool stuff that you found out recently with your friend? What's his name again? Marco Salvare? I'm a reporter. It's what we do.
No thanks. And I know, if I don't talk to you, you're not responsible for what you write. But you know what? You're totally responsible for what you write. And for who you mislead. And who you hurt. And on that, you can quote me.
Have a great day, Miss Knight.
How'd you do? B+? Sydney, you killed it. B+ from Barnes is like an A+ from a regular professor. I shouldn't say that too loud, but it's true.
I studied like crazy for that test, but honestly, I thought he was gonna give me a bad mark just because.
Just because why?
Because my mom has it out for him, or vice versa, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, your mom's in a pretty tough spot, you know? She's gotta do what she's gotta do.
So, what's your best guess on who killed Howell?
I'm still leaning towards the scorned woman theory, but who knows? You know what I will tell you, though? You know who's really flying under the radar right now? It's Belinda Harper.
From The Office?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, I just saw the way that she was around Howell. She's totally into that guy. I mean, I don't know if anything ever happened between the two of them, but if it did, I'm just saying.
Dad. What are you doing here? Is that my paper?
Yeah. I thought you might need some company while you read it. Here, drink this first.
Is it bad? Well, of course it's bad. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. You're here with tea and sympathy.
It's a $9 tea drink for Andy.
Oh, good. Very good. Now can I see the paper? What? My driver's license photo?
Gets better, meaning worse.
Miss Knight has repeatedly refused interviews. Local observers seem eager to talk about her. Da-da. If she's got nothing to hide, why not talk to the press? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Said one longtime New Chapel resident who requested anonymity. And the photo, it already looks like a mugshot.
Monkey, maybe you should sit down with this reporter. You know, back in the day, I knew how to work the press in my favor. You can do it.
Oh, Dad, right now, I just need to get to work. Thank you for the tea.
At the very least, get a new driver's license photo.
That's for sure.
What happened to your hair?
Talking about is bold. And I, personally, love bold.
Guys, come on. Can we please focus?
Okay, I'll do it. Listen, Nikki and I were talking earlier, and we both think that you should get yourself a lawyer.
I'm sure Dave King would be happy to take your case.
Hire a lawyer? I am a lawyer. A good one. If I lawyer up now, I'd look 100% guilty. No way.
Abby, we're just looking out for you.
I know. But the instinct was right. I'm a good lawyer. But Riley hasn't witnessed that yet. So I'm gonna go visit him, pro se, which is Latin for myself, and set him straight. Using facts, using logic, convincing him beyond a reasonable doubt that I am innocent. This goes away.
Okay.
In addition to his strained work relationship in regards to jealousy about tenure, Bruce Barnes had the most obvious reason to murder Howell. However, I would not discount rumors. Even though they are pure conjecture and inadmissible in court, a jilted lover may have actually killed him, leaving the names Belinda Harper and the aforementioned Jocelyn Barnes. So, in summation, there are at least 5 suspects with a motive. Abby Knight clearly did not have the deliberation, the intent, nor the premeditation to be a suspect. And with that, Detective Riley, I rest my case.
That still doesn't change the fact that your fingerprints were on the murder weapon.
That's it? That's your investigation?
Fingerprints can be such a nuisance, especially when they're yours.
In a very rare moment of klutziness, I knocked over Barnes' pencils. Had the courtesy to clean after myself, and that is why my fingerprints are all over those pencils.
So your lack of dexterity is your alibi?
My grace precedes me. Are we done here?
I believe so.
That was an accident.
Diane, can I get a fresh cup of coffee? And some baking soda and some vinegar and a rag. A couple aspirin. And a rag.
Ever heard of the phrase, he who represents himself as a fool for a client?
Let me guess, it didn't go over so well.
I talked to Riley. He will not get off the fingerprints.
Well, maybe you gotta put your investigation on hold for right now.
What? No. That's the whole point. Clearly, I can't count on the law. It is me, myself, and I, and hopefully you.
Give it a week, Abby. What's it gonna hurt? Focus on your shop. Focus on Sydney, your dad. Focus on me if you want. Let the truth come out the way it's supposed to.
I don't get it, Marco. What is this control thing? You trying to teach me a lesson?
Abby, whatever happened to, I have so much to lose.
I do. Even more so now, but when I said that, I didn't think it would include you.
Okay, fine. I will support anything you do. I will. But I'm worried about you. Okay? And I think you need to take a break. Now, I told you I would make sure nothing ever happens to you, and I'm gonna keep that promise the best way I know how. Right?
Both
focus remains on New Chapel resident Abby Knight for the murder of law professor Carson Howell. Knight, a former Chicago lawyer, is the owner of a Main Street flower shop called Boomers.
It's not Boomers. It's Bloomers.
Is this ever going to end?
Knight had a history of conflict with former law professor Howell.
You've got no conscience. I don't even understand how you live with yourself.
Abby, come on, keep it
No.
in the courtroom. We feel vindicated.
Oh, I'm sure you
Derek
do.
Greer has exceeded all the regulations.
You're an animal.
A career-damaging courtroom loss to Howell, plus fingerprints found on the murder weapon, have kept Knight under the microscope. Knight, who continues to run Boomers...
Seriously, again?
Oh, easy! However, with no other suspects, charges are soon to follow. Reporting from New Chapel...
I have a public comment. It's Bloomers.
You know what, Nick? I think it's time I go public as well. If Marco calls, tell him I went to the dentist.
Are you sure?
I am so sure.
Hey, remind him that it's Bloomers, not Boomers.
Let me just say I'm glad you decided to go on the record. I really think this is going to help your cause.
I am ready to begin when you are, Mr. McKay.
Okay, Miss Knight. Let's start at the beginning. On the morning of the murder, what brought you to Millston College?
I was doing a flower delivery to Professor Barnes.
Okay.
Well, you really covered your bases here. Good work, kiddo. Reads like expert testimony. A nice photo.
Thanks, Dad. I just told the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth.
Well, I thought it was totally bold of you. Great job.
Thanks. Well, hopefully now everybody can just draw their own conclusions. This'll be good.
When I touched the pencil, it was a pencil, not a murder weapon. So much for taking a break, right, Abby?
Have you ever heard the phrase, the truth will set you free?
Yeah, have you ever heard of the phrase, the lady doth protest too much?
Yes, and it usually doth come from a man.
Ooh, she's got us there, Marco.
Okay, all right, fine. Let's just hope Detective Riley appreciates it, because Barnes, that's a whole other story, let me tell you.
Well, technically, she hasn't said anything about Bruce Barnes or anyone else for that matter that's not already out there.
Thanks, Dad. I feel good. I feel like I'm in control.
Well, I'm glad you do, because there are some things in here.
Delivery for Abby Knight?
That's me.
Oh my gosh, Abby, who sent you those? And why didn't they order them from us?
So kind of you to speak out. Thanks for nothing, Bruce Barnes.
Guess Barnes really didn't like that article after all, did he?
No. He can do his own interview.
Well, Mr. Cornwall, that only leaves us with one conclusion. And what is that?
No, thanks. I don't want to.
I do this whenever I get stressed, and then I hate myself.
Oh, give me a bite.
We will return to our murder mystery marathon right after this minute.
I don't know, Dad. Do I keep trying to solve the mystery that's threatening my entire existence, or do I listen to Marco, step away, and let the system do its job?
You're asking someone who worked for the system for 40 years. When it works, there's nothing like it. When it doesn't...
There's nothing like it.
Listen to me. Take a breather. To make Marco or me or anyone else happy, but to give yourself a break. I think you need it.
What do you think Mom would say if she was here?
Your mother? She'd say, have faith, pussycat. And please, 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 tell Dad to step away from the ice cream.
Dad.
Fine. For Mom.
What's this? Is Madame Colombo closing up shop?
No, I'm just taking a little bit of a hiatus. And no, I am not caving to the pressure. I just realized I was neglecting my store, my family, my best friend.
And you're okay with Detective Riley running the show?
No, but my sleuthing netted some great intel, so I figure I bought myself a little life insurance policy.
Which, hopefully, you won't need to cash in.
Nick, that's beautiful. You see, you are way too talented to spend time on revenge roses.
Thanks, but I think I'm really good at those too. I was so jealous when I saw those black roses from the other florist, which is why, if you're okay with it, I want to do a Revenge Roses marketing blitz. Up our social media presence, help put bloomers on the map.
But as something other than the home of the law school killer? Go for it. Knock yourself out. Just remember to keep the happy flowers a priority. I will be forever creeped out when I see a black rose. Or a black pencil, for that matter.
Hi, bloomers. Yeah? Oh, of course. Yes, we can do that, no problem. I can check.
Can't believe Barnes sent you black roses. Could he actually have a sense of humor?
More like a childish temper.
You stood up for yourself, just like you always told me to do. If Barnes wants to defend himself, he can do his own interview.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, Kenny said that he thought your article was great and really smart of you to do. I think he was secretly happy that it made Barnes squirm a little.
What? So he's not a big Barnes fan either?
Hardly. Barnes doesn't let Kenny do anything. Won't let him help with lesson planning, won't let him help with the grades. Nothing. Kenny can't seem to get away from guys like Barnes.
What do you mean?
Oh, well, he's just telling me about his dad. Like Barnes, he's a control freak. His dad wants him to join the family law firm, but Kenny doesn't want to. He wants to be his own person.
You really like this Kenny, huh?
He's all right. But don't worry, Mom. Couldn't even imagine dating my TA. School's complicated enough, especially with the murder and everything going on. Are you okay?
Can you believe this?
Hey, it's gonna be okay. Justice will prevail.
Now, where did you learn that?
I wonder. Here. What do you...
Thank you.
Be okay, Mom.
Jocelyn, hey. You okay? You look a little shaky.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come here. Can I get you anything?
Peace of mind would be nice.
So why didn't you tell the police?
There were too many reputations at stake. Bruce's, mine, and well, even though he's already gone, Carson's. Plus, Bruce made me swear that I would keep it to myself.
Why tell me? Why now?
Once I read that interview with Abby Knight, I realized that she could go to jail for a crime she didn't commit. A crime that I could be responsible for. I just couldn't keep it inside anymore. I had to tell someone. You were so kind to me last time. I just felt that I could trust you. Can I?
Of course you can trust me. Jocelyn, this is actually the person you should be telling this to. Do you know Abby Knight?
How?
Thanks, Tara.
How long were you and Carson Howell and Item?
Almost a year. I was just so lonely with Bruce, but I didn't want to divorce him either. Beneath all that bluster, Bruce is just a terribly sad and sensitive man.
It sounds like you finally did want to divorce him, huh?
I was in love with Carson, not Bruce. I needed to make a stand, move my life forward, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. I went to Millston that morning to tell Carson that I loved him and that I was going to leave Bruce. And when I finally told him, he just shut down. I actually seemed shocked, but after all this time, I had such strong feelings for him. He ended it with me right then and there. I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. Well, I tracked down Bruce in one of the classrooms and I made him speak with me, and I told him everything. And I have never seen him so furious. He was so vulnerable and disappointed. And that's when Bruce made me swear that I wouldn't tell a soul. It was a terrible scene for everyone. I hung around the campus for about an hour or so thinking, and then I went back to Bruce's office to, I don't know, just talk, apologize, see if he'd calm down. And that's when I found out Carson was dead.
You think your husband killed him?
I think he called Carson into his office and confronted him, and then they fought. And then Bruce ended up slamming that pencil into his neck. Bruce is a very precise man.
That's exactly what Belinda said.
But Jocelyn, you don't have any proof, right?
It's just a theory, one that I desperately hope is untrue, but I'm also afraid that it might not be.
Jocelyn, can we just back up a bit? Okay, after the murder, you said that when you went back to the law department, you bypassed the police and walked straight into the building. Did you?
Oh, not exactly. For obvious reasons, I couldn't tell that cop that I had spent the last hour in the second floor bathroom being sick to my stomach over everything.
Which means that you were already in the building when the murder took place.
What exactly are you trying to say, Miss Knight?
Only that I completely understand why you kept all this from the police.
Well, let's be clear. I wanted to love Carson Howell, not kill him.
I get it. I really want to believe her. But just because she didn't send the roses doesn't mean she didn't kill him.
Well, it also doesn't mean that she did.
She sure was quick to throw Barnes under the bus for Howell's murder.
Well, come on. She said it's just a theory. And frankly, I think it's a plausible one.
So?
So what?
Where does it leave us?
Obviously, it's some new info. Maybe it's time to bring out the old suspect board.
Yes.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Tomorrow morning, okay? Bloomers strategy meeting.
I'll be there. Donuts or danishes?
Surprise me. Bye.
See you in the morning.
Night.
Howell breaks off relationship. So.
All right. Take a look at this photo. This photo was taken right after the verdict in the Derma Breer case.
Sorry, it's a great glamour shot of you.
Okay, focus, please.
Okay.
Please pay attention. Okay, look here. That's Howell. That's Walter Pierce from Derma Breer. Behind him is Kenny Lipinski.
Okay, so?
Kenny told me that he first met Pierce at Howell's memorial. This case was a year ago.
Okay, and why not say anything?
I don't know. Well, either he legitimately forgot, or he's protecting Howell, or Pierce.
Or himself.
Sorry, I'm late. I just, Yes! This is exciting. What changed?
Proof that Jocelyn and Howell were linked together. Still a question about Belinda, but if everybody else's stories are changing, I mean, why not hers, right?
Yeah, but even if Riley's already cleared her name?
Especially if Riley's already cleared her name. I think another trip out to Milston College is in order, specifically to see Belinda. Wanna come with me, partner?
Name the time.
Later today, I don't know. I've got a ton of work to do, and then I leave right for vacation, so.
Vacation? I'd really only need a few minutes. It would really help, especially if you're going away.
I don't understand, Ms. Knight. What more can I tell you?
I just have a couple more questions. Really, I will be fast, I promise.
Okay, be here by 6.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Bye. Well, I had a shipment scheduled for 4, but they're running late, and I now have to be here to sign for it.
Well, if we don't leave now, we'll miss Belinda. She's going on vacation. Can you believe that?
Well, people do take vacations, Abby.
While they're being investigated for murder?
That's only by you now. Let's remember that. Look, you go ahead, and I'll catch up as soon as I can. Maybe we can talk to Kenny, too.
Text me when you're on your way.
All right, we'll do. Okay. Be careful, okay?
I'm sorry, but I have to get these letters out before I go. I can't talk after all.
Please, it really won't take a long time. 5 minutes. 4 minutes. It won't take a 3 minutes. 2. Please.
Okay, go.
I know that you said you had no romantic interest in Hal, but I've heard otherwise.
I didn't say I never had any interest in him. I said nothing ever happened between us.
I don't understand.
Sure, I had a crush on Carson when I started working here. Every woman does. Did. And at first we flirted a little. A lot. I knew it was unprofessional, but once I realized how many women he juggled, I knew I didn't want to be part of that club.
And he was okay with that?
Not at all. The more I resisted, the more he pursued. And once I got a serious boyfriend, Carson got even more aggressive.
And this went on for 10 years?
He calmed down over time. And honestly, we were friends. We worked really well together, but I vowed if it ever started up again, I'd quit.
And?
Then it did. On the day he was murdered.
In the morning he was killed?
That morning, he followed me into Professor Barnes' office. And he told me that he had just ended a relationship and he was free again, and maybe now was the time for us to finish what we never started. I finally had to threaten to quit. And that totally set him off. I mean, I literally had to fight to get out of there. It was crazy. But I certainly didn't stab him to death. Even if he made me want to. Look, I have to go.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I really am sorry about your friend Carson. He was my friend too, and despite his flaws, nobody deserves to die like that.
They have decided to name the lucrative clerkship after him, so I guess he will always be remembered.
Yeah.
Too bad Carson won't be around for Lauren Kaplan to thank.
Lauren Kaplan?
Yeah, this year's recipient. Look, I have to go. That's my car. I wish I could stay and help. I've got a plane to catch and some margaritas waiting for me to help wash this all behind me. I hope they find the killer, Ms. Knight. It's not me. Oh, I'm coming.
Have a good trip. extensive consideration, I regret to inform you that you will not be receiving a clerkship as requested. Carson Howell. It's the day before he was murdered. Oh, of course. Kenny?
Hey, it's Marco. I'll leave a message at the beat.
Marco, I know that you're on your way, but I think Kenny Lipinski killed Carson Howell. Sydney. Oh, baby, come on. Come on, come.
Hey, it's Sydney. Leave a message after the beep.
Sydney, it's Mom. Call me back as soon as you get this. It's urgent, honey. Is Detective Riley in?
What brings you here? Let me guess, you came to propose a peace offering to Professor Barnes?
Yeah, no, that ship has definitely sailed. What brings you here?
Oh, I have office hours in a bit. I figured I'd just come in and start packing up Howell's office. Yeah, someone's got to. Is that Professor Howell's stationery?
Oh, yeah. Evidently, some of his old mail didn't go out, according to Belinda, who I came to see, but she's gone now, so. They're evidently just rejection letters to the other students that didn't get the clerkship, the one Howell recommended you for.
That's interesting. I don't remember Howell mentioning anything about sending out personal notes. Or Belinda, even.
She did say that they must have just gotten lost in the stabbing. Just shuffle. Hey, Kenny, can I ask you a question? You told me that you met Walter Pierce from Derma Breer for the first time at Professor Howell's memorial?
Yeah, that's right.
Take a look at this article. Isn't it you standing behind Pierce? With your hand on his shoulder?
Yes, it certainly seems that way.
Oh, so you did meet him before the memorial?
I know how you feel about Derma Breer. Can you really blame me for not wanting you to know that I did their legal work?
I thought Howell handled it.
Well, officially, yes, but I did all the briefs. I did all the research. All Howell did was sign off on them.
What else did you lie about, Kenny?
What are you talking about? Why are you doing this?
Kenny, you can tell me. It's okay. I'm really, really sorry about that clerkship, Kenny. I know how much you counted on it.
You have no idea. I deserved that job, too. I did everything that Howell asked. Every brief, every syllabus, right down to the most tedious task, just so he could look good.
What happened?
What happened? He got greedy, okay? He succumbed to the power and the money of the almighty Kenneth Lipinski Sr.
Are you saying that your father bribed Howell not to give you the clerkship?
No, let me tell you something about the Lipinski family, okay? Sons follow in their father's footsteps. See, I'm supposed to take the reins of the family business or a dynasty collapses. This job was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me. Do you understand that? Think about it. The Justice Department, Washington, D.C., this was my ticket to the big time. And away from Lipinski and Sons, I would never have to answer to my father again. So, I had to take the law into my own hands.
So, Kenny, did you film that angry video of me?
I had to warn you somehow. Before you started getting too close.
To what? To finding out you killed Professor Howell?
That was a nice touch with the black roses. last night.
You sent them. How did
Sydney
you...
told me all about your flower shop. I figured, why not? Did you like my notes? Couldn't you have sworn one of Howell's scorned women wrote it?
Hi, Sydney. What are you doing here? Why didn't you call me back?
Kenny's office hours. I didn't see you called. My phone died.
Go right now.
And stand back. I'm good with this thing. Hand me the letter. Shut up. Hand me the letter.
It's gonna be okay, honey. Here, take it. All right, now let her go.
Stand back.
Let her go, Kenny, and nobody has to know anything about this. But killing Professor Howell does not change the fact that he gave the clerkship to someone else.
Now, see, that's where you're wrong. Howell didn't get a chance to send out any notification to the applicants. I can still take the job. I just gotta get rid of all of those letters. Then it's your word against mine. And in case you've forgotten, you are the prime suspect here, not me.
Take them. Take all the letters.
Why don't you get them for me? My hands are kind of full.
It's gonna be okay, honey. All the letters for you.
Quaint.
Abby, are you okay?
He's got some...
I couldn't warn her in time.
Abby, look, I got here as fast as I could. I called you and...
There they are. Go down the right. Call the number center. Hurry.
Say what? Say what?
Let her go. Just let her go, okay? Please, it doesn't have to be this way, okay? Kenny, just let her go.
It's over, Lipinski. It's over, man. Watch your head.
Well, I suppose I owe you an apology.
A simple thank you will do.
Thank you. Although, for the record, we were zeroing in on Kenny Lipinski.
No, you weren't.
Okay, let's just say that we hadn't officially ruled him out.
Well, maybe next time you'll take me more seriously. Not as a suspect.
And if you need a little help at the department, Abby could always do some pro bono work on the side for you.
I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
This night. Stay out of trouble.
You were awesome. You saved my life. Thank you. And Marco.
You are welcome.
You don't have to thank me. It's part of being a mom.
You should tell Nikki to send him flowers.
Oh, no.
I'm staying out of the revenge roses business.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Oh, sweetheart. I'm sorry about Kenny. I know you liked him a lot.
Why do I suddenly feel like I have the worst taste in men?
Oh, no. Do not worry about that. See, taste in men is genetic, and lucky for you, I am your mother.
And lucky for your mother, Marco here runs the bar next door.
And that's lucky why?
I was just thinking maybe dinner tonight, ladies. A little 4-alarm chili. Gotta be honest with you, something special. It's really good.